Yes, this is really common with oils and with serums. All of the products, generally speaking, have a higher level of antioxidants. And for most skin types, this isn't too like they might not even notice, there might not be any reaction. But for somebody who's either sensitive or somebody who's coming from either a super simple routine or kind of more traditional, like maybe drugstore cleansers and moisturizers and things like that, this high, like live product basically, it can create kind of this almost like an antioxidant kickback. What happens or tends to happen is there are like this small breakout in these thin-skinned areas. So it can be like sides of the mouth, sometimes like all the way down to the chin. Sides of the nose are really common. Top of the lip is really common, even up on the sides of the mouth here. That is primarily where I see it. I think technically it can happen anywhere, but it tends to happen where thin skin is really thin. And what's happened is it's just this like your skin's reacting to this high amount of concentration, active, live, antioxidant rich ingredients. And so the solve for that, it can look a different way, depending on, well, if it's uncomfortable, anytime you're experiencing like intense discomfort or a reaction, I always say just stop. You can reintegrate one at a time. I do work with a lot of customers who are so eager and love the product so much they just really want to do it all at once, but there is sometimes a method to the madness. So integrating one at a time can be a way to alleviate it. It also can be helpful for your pocketbook to just like invest in one or two and start there. Another thing could just be to write it out. So it generally about 2 weeks, oftentimes less, but about 2 weeks that experience would be happening. And then it starts to fade. Your skin has kind of adjusted. It's kind of like come back into its normal state. If it's lasting longer than 2 weeks, if it's really red, if it's other places than those thin-skinned areas, I would ask the question of like, is this an actual reaction to something? Because that absolutely can happen, especially with so many plant ingredients to have allergies and things like that. But for those small little breakouts, it's not atypical. It definitely happens. And yeah, you can either like slow down how you're introducing them or just write it out and see how that feels.